Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out something brand new that I've been really looking forward to, the Miniware TS1M, a compact yet incredibly powerful soldering station that continues Miniware's tradition of delivering small, high-quality tools for the workbench. This new TS1M supports 245, 210 and 115 handles, so you can use a wide range of tips depending on the work you are doing. It can deliver up to 200 watts of power, which is impressive for such a small unit. And it even comes with its own integrated thermometer, allowing you to perform temperature calibration directly from the station itself. On paper, this looks like an absolutely amazing device, powerful, flexible, and feature-packed while maintaining that tiny Miniware footprint we've come to expect. But of course, specs are one thing, performance is another, so let's see if this new TS1M can actually live up to the expectation. Before we dive in, just a quick note, Miniware sent me this unit for review, but no money was exchanged for this video. I don't have to follow any script or guidelines, and as always, what you will hear is entirely my opinion. Miniware will see this video at the same time as you do when it's published on YouTube. A big thank you to Miniware for sending the unit, but the biggest thank you goes to you, my viewers, who are the real sponsors of this channel. If you'd like to support the channel and help keep these reviews coming, you can do so easily by using the affiliate access links on the screen or in the video description whenever you shop on AliExpress or Amazon. It won't cost you a cent more, but it makes a big difference and helps me to keep this channel going strong. Alright, let's power it up and see if the Miniware TS1M can deliver the performance we've all been hoping for. Allow me this small break to send kudos to this video sponsor, PCBWay. Being a leader in PCB fabrication, it is able to manufacture with very low price and in record time the PCBs for your project. Don't believe me? Just take a look. You get 10 PCBs double-sided for $5. It's hard to beat this. But that's not all. You can even create your project parts like custom case with their injection mold service or 3D printing, not to talk about their professional CNC machining service. It's a one-stop supplier for all your project needs, and if you use the code below on the screen, you will get a $5 discount on your first order. Well, as always, let's start with unboxing. Today it's not very sexy. This is so new, so that they don't even send me a box or a user manual, so it will be totally explored. Okay, what I received was this, a bag with a few items in it. Let's explore what we have in here. Okay, taking everything out, and let's start with the beginning. We have here a soldering handle with a 245 tip, if I'm not wrong. And I see, let me get my glasses. I see some markings. So this is 245. This is a Sizzle Decay model. Okay, and we have the generic handle. Let me take it out. The generic handle. Okay. Very nice. We have also a ground connector, and in here we have, this seems to be a probe, a temperature probe, yeah, and a very nice USB cable. Yeah, this is Type-C, orange, a very nice silicone for sure. And finally, we have the unit. It should be like this. Okay. That's what was delivered. As first impressions, you can see that we have the brand here on the sides, but we don't have any markings like the model number written on the front. And that is because you can use it on the right or on the left. You have only these two buttons, this clickable up and down button and this knob that is also a button, is clickable. Okay, other than that, you don't have anything. On your left side, you have several connectors. You have here the connectors for the temperature probe and the USB Type-C connector, the DC 5525 connector also, and this is the sleep mode connector that you can use with this cable. Okay, on the right side, you have the standard connector for the handles, and on the back you have the model and some information. Also the explanation on how to connect. For example, notice that the plus sign is the lower button, so the red should be on the lower button and the blue on the top for the temperature. And yeah, basically that's it. We have these screws also in the back. I'm not sure if this is only for supporting, as it is right now, or if you can make a handle, or some can be used, for example, to put it, support it somewhere else. As you can see, this is really small, but don't be fooled about it, because if you power this with a DC 5525 jack up to 28 volts, you will be able to support 200 watts while soldering using the DC 245 handle. So yeah, this competes with the most powerful soldering irons, at least in terms of the wattage that it can output. And I'm quite curious to see how it handles this. Some curious functions. This is the first soldering station that has the temperature probe connectors in it. So this is new for me, at least, especially in such a small form factor device. You have in here the possibility, using this probe that is provided, to measure the output of the soldering iron and calibrate it accordingly. Okay, that's it in terms of first impressions. Let's continue. Now is the time to power this on and see what we have in here. Okay, pretty quick to start up. We only have 3 buttons, and I can see already that this icon is complaining that we don't have a handle connected. Let me just connect the handle that is supplied, the 245, and it is detected immediately. Okay, very nice. Let's start by, and I have it here on the bench. Let's starting by seeing what we have. We have the heating function, the thermometer, and the settings. Let's go to the settings. In settings, we have the default work temperature. So this is the profile that by default the system will be loading. In this case, it will start with the 300 degrees profile. So we have 3 working temperatures that can be customized. This right now we have 300, 350 and 380 degrees, but again, you can set the temperature that you want. Just press here and then you are able to change it to your need. Okay, so then we have also the sleep temperature. So this is the temperature that the tip will stay when you enter the sleep mode, and also the temperature calibration. So in the temperature calibration, we will be able to set more or less degrees in terms of the real temperature and the one displayed on the screen. After this, we have also the sleeping time. It is set to 180 seconds. Again, you can choose the time up to 1800 seconds and lowest 30 seconds. Okay, very nice. Also the standby time, and the standby time can go from 10 minutes to 120 minutes, 2 hours. Okay, and what else? We have the temperature steps. We can increase or decrease right now at 5 degrees each step, but it can be down to 1 or a maximum of 30 degrees for each step. and also the backlight. Right now it's at 1 because it will show better in the recording. You will be able to see it better, and is able to go from 1 to 10. And the power setting. The power setting, it's defined by tip, and I will probably show you in the next chapter the user manual. But for example, for this kind of tip or an handle, the 245, you can go up to 200 watts. But for that you have to be powering this device with the DC jack directly to a power supply. So right now you cannot change the setting. Okay, going back. And also you have the temperature type. In this case I'm using Celsius degrees, but for my American friends, for example, you can use Fahrenheit. Well, the name, it's a bit strange, but yeah. Next we have the volume. I will lower a bit, even a bit lower. So we have from 0 to 5, and also the language selection. We have 4 languages available to you. And finally we have the LVP, and the LVP is the minimum voltage limit for different types of soldering to heat up under DC power supply. And I was reading from the user manual, if you didn't notice, but this is so a limit. Let me see what we have here. Okay, we can go from 6 to 21 volts while powering up with the USB Type-C PD 3.1. And okay, also the flip detection. This is a pretty cool system. If it is on, you can change and it will automatically align with the position it is. So you can work with this on the right or on the left as you prefer. Okay, while it is on the bench, I think I will prefer to have this on the left. It will be, I think, more user-friendly. Okay, let's see. Also, we have the tip type. Right now the detection was automatic, but you can also do it manually for different tip types. Let me go back. And the info. So the info, this is the tip type of 245. You have the resistance 2.8 on the tip. The voltage being supplied right now, it's 11.9, so 12 volts basically. The temperature right now, it's a 37.5 degrees. The software version and the hardware version, as you can see, they are the first ones. And in the end, you have a reset factory. Let's see it. Yeah, let's do a reset factory. Okay. You can see that the colors now are a bit different. Even, let's go to the main menu. Right now, it's not possible to see what is inside the circle. So I will, I will go back. Now we have an icon also warning that the tip is hot. Okay, going back to the menu again, let me put this backlight back to 1. It will be much easier to see in the screen. Okay, in terms of the menu, that's it. Okay, you use the up to go back, and the down, I'm not sure right now. The down is for selection. Okay, right now we are heating. The tip is hot. Let me take the cables out of the way. Let's go back again to the menu. So we have the heating menu, and we have also the menu for temperature. Let's see first the heating menu. We can enter with the down key or using the knob. and right now it is predefined at 300 degrees. We have two screens available. It's taking a bit to reach the 300 degrees using other. I already tested with the 210 and with the 115, and it is much faster. The 245 tip requires much more energy to heat up and time. To select a different preset, you just use up or down, okay, and you can change for the 3 presets that you have. If you want to exit, you just exit this using the up key, okay, enter, you press on the knob or down, and what happens, okay, this seems to be the calibration menu for manual calibration, and I will talk a bit about that ahead in the video. So in terms of the usage, as you can see in this screen, you have the tip, okay, you have also the sound activated, the watts that are being used, the voltage and the resistance of the tip. In the screen also on the vertical you have the 3 presets. This is the temperature of the probe. It is not connected right now, and you have the temperature set. If you want to set the temperature manually, you just use the knob to go to the desired temperature, and it will go there. Well, this one will take a bit, but as you can see right now is set to 235. Another menu that is also available, I think that we can see it by pressing here, is this waveform of the temperature. The options on the right are basically a condensed form of what you had in the previous menu. You have here the tip, the sound indicator, the current temperature, and the press selection. We don't have any press selection right now, but if we select one, it will be on red, just like the previous menu, changing here in the bottom with values. So those are the values of the energy in yellow, like the power, voltage and resistance, and then you have for calibration the different temperature, like we saw on the menu to set. This is the probe temperature, and the TR is the cold end reference point temperature, so it seems to be the temperature that serves as reference when the tip is cold. Okay, let me just connect here the probe so we can see how it handles, and for that we need to put the reds on the bottom, yes, and the blue on the top. Okay, as you can see, it changed immediately, and right now we have also the temperature of the probe. Okay, very nice. Let's go out of this heat menu and to the temperature menu. Okay, the temperature menu, it's a bit different. For example, right now I'm using my finger, so it's detecting 37 degrees, should be okay. And let's see the tip. The tip is detecting right now 190 degrees, it's lowering, so yeah. And this is basically just a thermometer, nothing else, nothing fancy, just a thermometer. But we can use this probe to calibrate also the device. I will show you ahead in the video. Okay, in terms of the thermometer, that's it also. We don't have nothing that we can do in here, only the exit. Right now we have the indicator that the tip is hot. We should be careful. And yeah, let's move on. In terms of menus, that's what we have. Let's now see how the tip detection works, and for that I turn the TS1M around. Right now we can see the tip that is identified is the 245, and it is, let me show you, automatically identified. We don't need to do anything for this detection. I have here also the 210, is this tip here on the screen. And for this one, we do need to say which kind of tip we connected. I just accepted the 210, and you can see also in the screen the 210. And for last, the 115. You just need to do like this, and it will be shown. There is some difference in terms of the tips. If we go to the settings again, and we go to the power configuration, power set, as you can see, it is set for 35 watts. So this should be selected carefully, because you should not use more than 35 watts for this tip. Otherwise, it might damage the tip. And if I'm not wrong, let me see. This detects in real time. Oops, it's the 210. And for the 210, you will be able to go up to 96 watts, I think. Let me confirm. No, 65 watts. It's lower. Okay. No. Yeah. You cannot change this. It's able to go up to the 65 watts. So this is something to be careful with while using it. If you select the correct tip, you will detect the voltage that you will be using. And yeah, that's it in terms of tip detection. Just to finish, let me very quickly show you the heating time of the 210 handle. Okay, just let's start. This is 300 degrees. Yeah, it's not bad. Take about 8 seconds, more or less. And it was obviously a lot faster than the 245, but this is a much bigger tip. And now let's try the 115. This one here, and we have first to select, and let's see how much time takes to reach the 300 degrees. So here we go. Okay, much faster, much faster. Obviously, those are very small tips, and they heat up really quick. Anyway, this seems a very nice product. I want to test this with a thermometer and see if I have a DC jack connector to connect this to my power supply. Okay, let's continue. To be able to know whenever the handle is on sleep position or on rest in the holder, we have this cable that is connected here on the side, this banana jack that has a connector here. And whenever this is connected to a metal base and it is in touch with this part, it will detect. For example, if I try to heat up now, it will say that is on sleep mode. But if I take it out of the stand, and you can see this is a simple stand, but has the connector there, it will immediately heat up. We have, let me take this out. Oops, he detected that I took this out. We have this crab thingy to connect this connector, and also the alligator clip that is, it has a hole for a screw, but it was not provided. Anyway, you can just do yourself the assembly, and this will be able to anytime show when the holder is on the rest position. Okay, that's it in terms of the sleep functions. Let's continue. Well, to test the accuracy of the temperature, I have my specialized thermometer here already, the Sugan S196, and I will use the provided tip, the chisel one. So let's start. I want to put just a little bit of solder there. Let's start with not 300 degrees. Let's first start with 100. To see, this is the minimum. Okay, it's lowering the temperature, but it seems quite accurate. Okay, let's wait a bit for the temperature to lower. I will fast forward this part. Okay, we are at 100 degrees. We have 4 degrees off. Not bad at all. Okay, let me bring this a bit to the front so you can see all of that I'm doing. Okay, like this. And let's take this to 200 degrees now. Okay. It reached the 300 very fast. Okay, again, we are reaching the 200. This is spot on, amazing. It's one of the best temperatures I had here in terms of soldering stations. Really spot on without any compensation or calibration. Very nice. Well, almost. Okay, 300 degrees. Let's move it. It will get there really fast. Let's see. 300. Okay, we have a little overshoot, but yeah, very nice. Very nice. This is almost spot on. Yeah. Yeah. Really, really nice. Okay, 300 to 400 degrees. Okay. Also very accurate. And to the maximum or 450. Okay, a little overshoot, going back. Well, I must say that I'm really surprised with this. This is one of the most accurate soldering stations I had here. Normally you will have some difference on the lower range of the temperature, but this one is from the minimum, 100 degrees, to the maximum, always spot on. Very nice indeed. Okay, so this for me is a winner, total pass, amazing. Let's see the calibration process, and as you know, here in the bottom you have the temperature of this probe. Let's test it. I put my fingers in the sensor here in the end, and as you can see is indicating 37-38 degrees. It's a little too much, I believe, for exterior temperature in the hand, so I'm starting already to have some doubts on this, but let's test it. Right now I have this at 300 degrees. So at 300 degrees I will put it here in the thermometer, and I will use this probe also to test the temperature. And it is a bit low. So we have 200s, 300s basically on the thermometer, on the Sugan, 295, 96, and we have 290. It's a bit lower than it should, and that's a pity, because if you use this to calibrate the soldering iron or the soldering session, it will have different values. It is very accurate with the values that is already from factory, but if you adjust it using this probe, you will damage the precision. Okay, so right now we have a 20 degrees difference between the probe and what is on the Sugan thermometer. Yeah, that's really a pity. So, but anyway, to show you how to calibrate this, imagine that we are passing the temperature. Okay, so we have, I don't believe this is real. Let me put a bit of solder here. We just tested basically with a spot on in almost every temperature. So we have 305 degrees right now, for what it seems, 302. And imagine that we want to compensate those 3 degrees. We just go to menu, and here on temperature calibration we will diminish 3 degrees, diminish 3 degrees, -3 I believe. Let's see if it is accurate right now. Well, it shouldn't be because it was spot on before, but yeah, according to this, it is spot on right now. So that's how you calibrate this, and you can calibrate this for every tip. So you can have different values considering the tips that you have. So that's it in terms of calibration. Now let's move on. So this is the time that I will do some large blob testing, as I always do when testing a soldering iron or a soldering station. For that I have already here my setup and everything is ready. Let's start by seeing how this will melt. Let me put this at 350. It was quite fast to get there, and let's see how fast those blobs will melt. Well, 350 will not do it. Let's do with 400. Okay, at 400, let's see if, 400, no problems at all. It's a very high temperature, I must say, but no problems at all with this. It will melt instantly. Like this, yeah. So, yeah, seems okay. It's very nice. I'm now with the 28 volts and 1.3 amps in terms of power. Yeah, very nice. Let's see with the cable. Normally it takes a bit longer to be able to melt this because it has the cable itself in it. But it's getting there. Yeah, we already have it loose. Okay, not bad for such a small device. Let's see the other one. Okay, it's almost melt, the solder. Yeah, and the cable is free. Very nice. As you can see, it is able to melt this without any issue. Let's see a new blob. Okay, let's make a new blob here. That's good. Okay. Well soldered. Yeah. For me, it's a win. This is a test that I always do, is how fast the solder will melt from the room temperature to the melting point temperature. So in terms of the solder that I use is this one, oops, like this. This is made in Portugal and it works pretty well. I like it very much. And this is the solder I use in all my tests, the big blob tests, for all the soldering irons that I tested until today. So nothing's changed between tests. This is the solder I use. And for now, I will test the 3 tips to see what is the speed to melt the solder. Let's start with the 150. Oops, nope, not this. Let's go again. Okay. It's the 115. Okay, and we have here the solder ready for the test. I will start the test and we will see the time on the screen. Let's go. Okay, all done. You should have the values on the screen. This is the 115 tip. So now the second tip, the 210. Okay, let's pick it up and see how much time will take to melt the solder. Okay, ready? Now. Okay, you will have the time on the screen again. Let me just clean it a bit. This one was a bit dirty. And let's move to the next one. So the last one to test is the 245. Let me connect it. Okay. And we have it here. Let's test this one. And I just want to check here on the settings. What is the temperature that we have in terms of, sorry, not temperature, the powers. So we are with 100, and as you can see, we can take this to 200 using the DC 2025. Okay. It looks like a cricket. I think we are done. Okay, let's go back and back again. 200 watts of power. Okay, we are ready. Let's see how much time it will take to melt the solder. Okay, all melt. You should have the time in the screen right now. Well, this test is done, so let's move on. So let's wrap things up and see where the Miniware TS1M stands after putting it through all my tests. The TS1M absolutely meets the Miniware high design standards. The build feels solid, the materials are top quality, and the compact footprint is a real plus for anyone short on bench space. You can easily mount it on a pegboard or shelf, which is a clever way to save workspace, something Miniware clearly had in mind. Feature-wise, this station is loaded. You've got temperature presets, calibration functions, sleep and standby modes, screen tilt functions, and even an integrated thermometer for verifying and calibrating the tip temperature. Now, while it's great that Miniware included that thermometer, in my testing it wasn't extremely accurate. Good enough for rough calibration, but not something to rely on precision work. But I also should do a disclaimer that I received this unit for testing way before it reached the market. I didn't have yet the box or even a user manual, so some glitches are to be expected. When it comes to raw performance, the TS1M really shines. It passed every test I threw at it, the temperature accuracy test, the larger solder blob test, and the time to melt test. It reaches and maintains temperature quickly, and the control response is excellent. If you want to take full advantage of the 200 watts power rating, you will need to use the DC 5525 jack connected to a good power supply, but it also works perfectly fine with a USB PD 3.1. It just takes a little longer to reach the target temperature. Now talking a bit about the price, and as of today the TS1M is available from the Miniware official store for around 51 euros, which is roughly $55 for the station only. You can also find it on AliExpress for around 58 euros or $62, including both the station and the handle. At that price, it's a great deal considering the performance and features on offer. So my final thoughts. The Miniware TS1M met all my expectations and then some. You get excellent construction and compact design, a full feature set of presets, calibration, sleep and standby, a strong temperature performance and stability, a thermometer for calibration, tough, not lab-grade accurate, and a great value for the money. The small factor, flexibility and quality design make this a fantastic soldering station for both hobbyists and professionals who want high performance in minimal space. And as always, if you'd like to support the channel, remember you can do that just by using the affiliate access links in the screen or in the video description whenever you shop on AliExpress or Amazon. It won't cost you a cent more, but it helps me keep bringing you more reviews like this one. If you enjoyed this video, please give a big slap in that like button, and if you are new here, subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tools and test equipment I review every week right here on the channel. That's all for today. Thank you for your time and company. I'll see you in my next one. Until then, take care and happy soldering!